कॉलर माइक है तो अच्छा है. Pocket में. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank Good morning, everybody. Am I audible to the people who are sitting in the back benches? Am I audible? Okay. So, dignitaries of the dais, I'm really honored to be here because this is one of my pet subjects, which is technology for society. And I've been working for the past 27 years in this field, but with a niche technology that is on waste management. So my talk is going to be today on technology for society in waste management. There is a correction because the one which she announced today is something which I would be doing tomorrow in the session. So here, first of all, let me thank Ashutosh ji because the entire preamble of what I had to give has already been told by him. So it has set a stage for my presentation. So my sincere thanks to him because it becomes very easy for me and I can actually cut short my presentation today. So with that, I would like to just look at the scenario of technology and backing the society. So in the past, this also, in fact, Ashutosh ji had mentioned about it. So in the past, people used technology mostly to make day-to-day tasks easier. And he had given several examples. But today, it is technology which is continuously changing our society in many ways. For example, our mobiles, because we have started doing things which are not how we used to live, or it is not something which is to better our day-to-day life. So we are getting into something new. Then in the future, it's going to be technology which will soon decide and determine the evolution of humanity. In fact, they will tell us what to do, or the technology would tell us what to do. So that's the kind of, I mean, there is a lot of doomsday predictions in it, but I am a very positive person. So what I actually look at is all these technologies, how it can actually bring us into a new era, because we have seen different eras in the human evolution. That is the primitive civilization where we hardly had any technology. Then the agricultural civilization, the industrial civilization, and which now we are into this communication civilization. But what is the future, which is actually determined by how we are all thinking? Because if you see all of us here, we are all here because we really care for the sustainability, and we also have this in mind today. The entire world is talking about sustainability. So which means a positive thing is that we are entering an ecological civilization very soon, or we are already into it. And that is why everybody is talking about climate change. And for this, what is the kind of technology and how that is going to shape the society is what I'm going to talk about today. So as I mentioned, waste management technologies for society is my main, I would take more examples from my experience in this field with technology. To begin with, I know we have all come after this pandemic. So earlier also we had several pandemics, and that has actually brought a linkage to newer technologies, innovations, and this happened after the cholera outbreak in the year 1892. Because soon after this, people realized that we needed new technology because water is getting polluted. And these experiments happened in Hamburg, in Germany, in the river Elbe. And that's how the wastewater treatment technology actually came into the world. And then we have a similar thing like on the biogas technology. I'm sure there is also one biogas plant in this campus, also evolved. And here again, there is a slight gender touch to it, because there was, women used to carry these chamber pots, because those days there was no sewer line systems. So they had to empty it, and they used to empty it in open land, and they found that that was really polluting. But then they started doing it in the rivers, taking it to rivers, and while they were doing it, they accidentally came across this technology of biogas generation, and how they could generate electricity out of it. In the recent past, where I was also involved in it, that was during this HIV/AIDS era, where we had, there was a lot of scare about the disposable syringes. And at this time, a new innovation took place, and that was the auto disabling syringes, where the needles just go inside. So this is mainly to avoid the reuse of the disposables. So, when there is a chaos, a lot of new things come up. So technologies, that's how the society actually evolves. Similarly, again, Ashutosh ji already mentioned one example of the maps, that is the how the current policies and laws. So similarly, in waste management also, with respect to society, it is very important that we align with policy. It's not enough that we have some great technology, and there's people, if the people have to actually adopt it, we need enabling policies, because until that is there, we cannot use it. And there are several examples of waste management where we have certain technologies, but because there are no enabling technologies, we have not been able to use it properly. In fact, the previous speaker, Professor Dar, already mentioned about how the data on after the pandemic regarding early warning systems, the surveillance, and giving that to the society. But unless the health department or the municipality or the decision makers actually adopt it, this will just remain as information. And we know that pollution control boards, there is a lot of files which are lying, which has some mines. I mean, it's like a data mine with so much of information, but we have not been actually analyzing and utilizing it. And that the reason why it is not, our pollution control measures are not up to the mark is also because of that. So this kind of a societal connect and the enabling law along with the technology is actually a very important aspect which we should not forget. And here you have many researchers and faculty here. I have seen in many of the colleges, engineering colleges, also research institutes, they always think about technology, and they do a lot of research on it and make sure that it is foolproof. But if that is not aligning with technology, then with policy, then it goes down the drain. Just to give you one small example, very recently there was a big technology which people also lauded, saying that without segregation you can take the entire municipal waste, and then there is a very nice segregation technology which is using air, so it is completely even cost effective. But what happened was the 2016 SWM rules very clearly mentioned that source segregation is necessary. So this technology, even though the technology was good and it can be utilized by the society, it could not see the light of the day, because the rule clearly says that we need to have source segregation. So people are supposed to segregate, and there are other environmental reasons for it, and that is on sustainability also. That is the best way to go ahead in the society. So this is an important thing, and this was also developed by a student from a popular engineering college in Bangalore. But she also converted that into entrepreneurship and sunk a lot of money into it. Investments also came in from big companies, but then finally it did not take off. So the importance of policy is very, very necessary when you're doing any kind of research. Now, let me then get into some examples on technology interventions in waste management and what it did, some positive things in the society, and how that actually misfired. So both the examples I will show you. The first one is about solid waste management or biomedical waste management, where hydraulics was used. See, because for waste management, one important aspect is that we should not handle the waste. There are also laws which clearly mentions that. So as far as possible, because of health reasons, we should not handle things because that would again, all of us know about it, because even disease and even after the pandemic, this was an important aspect. So hydraulics is now being used in many kind of, not only in the transportation, but also in handling and storage within the facilities. The other technology which has been really lauded today, and it has been in vogue in some of the ULBs, is the use of AI and machine learning. And again here, very important is our respect for data. In fact, the previous speaker very clearly mentioned how this data should be utilized. We are very happy to say that Indians are mathematically, mathematical genius, and we are much better than many other country people in terms of our mathematical brain. But when it comes to respecting data, we are really poor. It's sorry to say that, but we have seen that we are very bad in actually utilizing data, and we don't use this data for decision making. So here, this kind of AI technology, everything is very good, but if you don't utilize it for decision making and the real-time decision making, it is going to be a problem. And here there is a technology called Sevak, which actually is a technology which is used in ULBs during door-to-door collection to collect the data of segregated waste. And this, in fact, is finally, it will be utilized in two ways. One is to identify how much of waste and whether if you have a target in reducing, and what kind of capacity of the final disposal facilities needs to be put up. So for all such things. And another thing is for the contractors and for the payments. Also, this becomes, because we know today there's maximum problems happening because of these billing, the frauds. So this is also used to actually check that. So this kind of technology for the society is really important, because our taxpayers' money can be at least put to good use when such technologies are used. Anaerobic treatment and waste management, we're talking about AI, machine learning, and all these kind of high tech, but there are sometimes it is not good to have only very high tech. Sometimes very low tech does the job much better. So here, in terms of the wastewater treatment facility, the least technology intervention, the better. So here it is the systems. It's not that it's not technology, but this is underground, which actually utilizes the bacteria. It's all only civil engineering, which is mainly there. And then finally, without people managing it, without electricity, without chemicals, how this treatment facility works, and it works much better than MDR or any other technology. So sometimes this is also needed for the society, because in a remote village you may not have uninterrupted power supply. So for such things you need such kind of technologies. Whereas in a city where you don't have enough space, but you need large volumes to be treated, then maybe you can go for those high-tech technology. So there should be, you need to really understand what is the appropriate technology, where to use it, and how to use it. Otherwise, the technologies have no meaning in the society. Next is about the agricultural waste utilization. Yeah, this again, I've given one example here, but recently I was interacting with one of the NITs, and they came out with a beautiful technology which was researched quite well on how to utilize the stubble and make it into manure, and into the feed for animals, which was again a necessity also there. But what they did was, they said you need to remove that stubble, take it to a factory, and then at the factory you need to do all these processing. But the whole reason why this is not being used in all those North Indian farmers is because they don't have the time or the energy and the money to pull out the stubble. So it did not address the main issue, which was that. And then they're coming out with various other technologies. Here it is in situ, if you can find a solution, that is the main problem solving aspect. So it is not enough to have just technology. This is another thing which I wanted to mention, because these are things which all of you would have to think about while you are designing a project. And about the e-waste, there are several e-waste which have been coming up. And one thing which we are talking about data, we are talking about cloud management, and we say that we are paperless office, so that's the best environment friendly way. No, because there is another side of it, which is the virtual waste management, which hardly anybody talks about. Because all these data, it is not that it is in some cloud somewhere. It is not like the cloud which you're seeing here outside. And here, those are all in a server, which is like huge industry kind of positions, areas where these are there, which has a lot of electronic items. So, which means you have to think about the electricity, the energy which is consumed there, that energy, how it is generated, where does those equipment come, what kind of metals are being used, how the mining happens. So the entire life cycle needs to be thought of. Then the robotics. Yes, this is again a very good technology which is now upcoming. There are, again in waste management, it is one area which can really be deployed, because there are even industries, processing facilities, where with least human activity, these robots can actually make use of it. So this is again very good for the society, especially when you don't find enough labor. We have a lot of big population in our country, but when you go and ask the MSMEs, and when you go and ask the waste management companies, the first and foremost thing that they talk about is not that there is lack of technology or lack of money. What they say is lack of manpower working there. Because even in India today, everybody, any little bit of education and everybody wants to get into IT companies. So this is, which means you don't find people to work in such areas. So, it's very important that we have, we should also think about it, of using these kind of robotics. Now, selection of appropriate technology, just to give you one example, was very recently this happened. The Bangalore City Corporation came out with a tender which said that they want to put up a 22 crore leaf litter tender. Now, first of all, understand, leaf litter in Bangalore happens maximum in 7 months, not even 7 months, that is in very few years, but otherwise 3 to 4 months only you get leaf litter. And in this leaf litter, for 3 months to operate, a 22 crore tender is what they are talking about, a machinery. And this machinery, the rest of the month, it's not utilized, which means every year you have to replace this machinery, because any idle machinery, after a few months, then you will have to replace it because it won't work. Because you can't keep oiling it and running it just like that. Idle running, you cannot do. So which means, and there are 8 zones, so 176 crores. Whose money is it? It's all our money. But whereas for this, there was a very, very simple technology, which is in that other picture which you see. It is just a kind of a jolly, and in that you put the leaf litter, and this is done in every street corner, and this generates much better compost. And this was very, very cheap, and anybody can do it, and you don't need much. You don't need much intervention also. So similarly here, we all talk about smart cities, but what is that smartness we have really not understood. And that is why these kind of things happen. Just putting a chip into one dustbin does not make it a smart city concept, or it does not help. Because you see here, those are steel structured, engineered in Germany, and it had been put up here, but you see how the garbage is put outside, because the smartness here is not utilized. That had to be linked with the system which is there in that ULB. Because the ULB has a collection only in the early mornings. But here the warning comes sometimes in the afternoon, sometimes in the evening, and it is full. So if you don't synchronize the technology with the systems, with human interference, with the society, how the society is generating the waste, this technology is absolutely waste. So similarly here, you can only think of putting garlands and storing it there as a monument. This is a road sweeper technology here. Again, there are many things to it. I can give one day's lecture on how this does not work in many places, because the roads in our country are not designed for these kind of things. This will work in airport roads and maybe in some big campuses, not even campuses here, because the terrain is also like up and down. So these are things which also needs to be kept in mind. I will not go into details here. Now, what is very important is what Janak Didi was mentioning about avoiding, about how to use this hierarchy, waste management hierarchy. This inverted triangle is the Bible, or that's the philosophy for waste management. Unless your technology, unless your policies, unless your the way of thinking or the attitudinal changes in the people do not align with this inverted triangle, waste management will always have problems. Just for you to conclude, some point to ponder, because we are thinking that just by avoiding plastic, we will be doing great service to the environment. It's not just enough to cut down on single-use plastic and using another alternative. It is the way you behave. Because what was the problem? It was not the single-use plastic per se. The problem has been the human beings who were using it. And that is why our oceans are filled with plastic. And even if you have an alternative, that alternative, how many uses it can do is very important. This was a recent study which is very, very important for all of you to think. This I have given you only one example, but this kind of life cycle analysis is something which each one of us have to really think about when we are looking at what is it that we are replacing it. And convenience is not the solution for climate change. It is what is it that you are alternating with, and how you can again the pyramid is one of the most important things. With that, I conclude. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Dr. Benisha, for an illuminating talk. Now, I would request Dean Digital and Computing Services, Professor Aarti Kashyap, to honor Dr. Benisha with a memento. Next, we would like to welcome Dr. Biswaroop Roy Chaudhary, founder of HIIMS Group of Hospitals. Dr. Biswaroop Roy Chaudhary is an engineering graduate with a post-graduation in diabetes and PhD honors in diabetes and chronic kidney diseases. In the field of medical engineering, his innovations include mathematical model of nutrition, now hugely popular as DIP diet, and the law of gravity and heat-based GRAD system to reverse chronic kidney diseases. He is the author of 25 books and successfully runs the HIIMS Group of Hospitals with major activities in India, Vietnam, and Malaysia. Let's warmly welcome Dr. Biswaroop Roy Chaudhary on stage for his interesting talk on gravity as medicine for reversal of chronic kidney diseases. Let's welcome him with a huge round of applause.
Good afternoon, friends. It's my pleasure and absolute honor to be here today, especially when my college director is sitting here right in front of me. And I'm from Punjab Engineering College, जो मेरा background है. और पिछले 24 घंटे में मैंने जो किया यहाँ आने के लिए, वो मैं कभी नहीं चाहूँगा कि मेरे पेशेंट करें. अगर वो करेंगे तो उनकी डेथ हो सकती है. My patient, 70% of my patients are chronic kidney disease patient, spread over 21 hospitals. 20 हॉस्पिटल तो भारत में और एक मलेशिया में है. कल टू वेरी प्रिसाइज शाम को वहाँ के 4 बजे मैंने फ्लाइट पकड़ी यहाँ के लिए, 10 बजे यहाँ पहुँचा. यहाँ से फिर बाई कार आया यहाँ तक, जो 10 घंटे लगे. हालांकि ये जो ट्रेवल था टोटल 16-17 घंटे बैठ के, जैसे आप अभी बैठे हैं, जैसे मैं थोड़ी देर पहले बैठा था, ये कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है. ये कोई भी बैठ सकता है एक्सेप्ट द क्रॉनिक किडनी डिजीज पेशेंट. उनके लिए चैलेंज है कि अगर ऐसे बैठेंगे, वो भी 10 घंटे, 12 घंटे, 15 घंटे, तो उनका देहांत हो सकता है, वो मर सकते हैं. जो चीज़ हमें बहुत ही ऑब्वियस लगती है या फॉर ग्रांटेड लेते हैं, वो उनके लिए लाइफ एंड डेथ का मामला होता है. तो यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा आई यूज इंजीनियरिंग इन द मेडिकल साइंस, व्हाट वी कैन कॉल एज मेडिकल इंजीनियरिंग. अभी जैसे मैं खड़ा हूँ यहाँ पे, तो 2 फोर्स काम कर रही है. एक ऊपर से जो हमारा कार्डियोवास्कुलर फोर्स है, जो ब्लड को ऊपर खींच रही है, वो इसलिए खींच रही है क्योंकि नीचे से कोई चीज़ खींच रहा है, दैट इज द लॉ ऑफ ग्रेविटी. तो ये जो बैलेंस है, इस बैलेंस की वजह से आप और हम इस वक्त जिंदा हैं. लेकिन कुछ लोग जो उतने फॉर्चुनेट नहीं है, जिन्हें दुनिया बोलती है क्रॉनिक किडनी डिजीज पेशेंट, दे आर नॉट एज फॉर्चुनेट एज अस. वो अगर ऐसे खड़े होंगे और काफी समय तक खड़े होंगे, तो धीरे धीरे जो लॉ ऑफ ग्रेविटी वो जीतने लगेगी. धीरे धीरे उनका हार्ट है वो हारने लगेगा, और यानी कि जो ऊपर का जो भी है आपके फ्लूइड है, वो धीरे धीरे नीचे जाएगा. और जब नीचे जाएगा तो उनके पैर हाथी की तरह फूलने लगेंगे, हाथ हाथी की तरह फूलने लगेंगे. जब ये होगा एक गुब्बारे की तरह, जैसे गुब्बारे में हवा भरते रहोगे तो क्या होगा, फट जाएगा. तो दैट इज अबाउट माई पेशेंट, दैट इज द स्टोरी ऑफ माई हॉस्पिटल. यहाँ पे हम ऑनरेबल प्रोफेसर मनोज जी एंड प्रोफेसर आशुतोष जी, आपके मैं 2 शब्द उधार में लूंगा. एक तो जुगाड़ और दूसरा पंगा. और उसका धंधा कैसे बनाना है वो आप बताएंगे आज. तो इन पेशेंट के लिए जो जुगाड़ है वो आप यहाँ पे देख रहे हैं. आप अगर हमारे किसी भी हॉस्पिटल में जाएंगे, इट इज कॉल्ड हिम्स, हॉस्पिटल एंड इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ इंटीग्रेटेड मेडिकल साइंसेज, जो कि 20 है, नियरेस्ट वाला डेराबस्सी चंडीगढ़ में है. तो ये हमारे पेशेंट हैं. मैं 2 शब्द उधार में लूंगा. एक तो जुगाड़ और दूसरा पंगा. और उसका धंधा कैसे बनाना है वो आप बताएंगे आज. तो इन पेशेंट के लिए जो जुगाड़ है वो आप यहाँ पे देख रहे हैं. आप अगर हमारे किसी भी हॉस्पिटल में जाएंगे, इट इज कॉल्ड हिम्स, हॉस्पिटल एंड इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ इंटीग्रेटेड मेडिकल साइंसेज, जो कि 20 है, नियरेस्ट वाला डेराबस्सी चंडीगढ़ में है. तो ये हमारे पेशेंट हैं. ये रियल पेशेंट हैं जो डायलिसिस पे थे, अब नहीं है. यहाँ पे मैंने मेडिकल इंजीनियरिंग यूज़ किया है. आप देखिए इनके गले तक पानी है और पानी का टेम्परेचर 40 डिग्री सेल्सियस. एंड अब जो ये बैठे हैं, जब 2 घंटे ऐसे बैठे रहते हैं तो इनका हार्ट जीतने लगता है, लॉ ऑफ ग्रेविटी हारने लगती है। यही बैलेंस हमें मेंटेन करना है। और ऐसे अगर वो 3 महीने बैठते हैं, 3 मंथ्स इफ दे कैन सिट, तो पहली बार ऐसा हो रहा है पूरी दुनिया में कि क्रॉनिक किडनी डिजीज पेशेंट कैन रिवर्स द डिजीज, उनकी बीमारी ठीक होने लगती है, ठीक हो जाती है। ये अलग अलग हॉस्पिटल देख रहे हैं हमारे, ये हिम्स जयपुर का है। ये पेशेंट यहाँ आने से पहले डायलिसिस में जाते थे, यानी कि हफ्ते में 3 बार डायलिसिस, एवरी ऑल्टरनेट डे, यानी कि एक घर में अगर एक डायलिसिस पेशेंट है तो वो 2 लोग बेरोजगार हो गए, एक जो जा रहा है डायलिसिस के लिए और एक जो साथ में लेके जा रहा है, ऊपर से महीने का 50,000 का खर्चा। तो अब ये जो टैंक बनाया है, इसमें पानी है सिर्फ, और इसमें पानी को गले तक 40 डिग्री मेंटेन करना लगातार, जो कि कोई भी इंजीनियरिंग का छात्र कर ही सकता है। एंड इफ यू कैन डू इट, सो क्या होता है, योर स्किन बिकम्स द थर्ड किडनी। आपके बॉडी में 3 किडनी भगवान ने दिए, 2 आर द किडनी वी नो एज यूजुअल एंड थर्ड इज द स्किन। इफ द स्किन टेम्परेचर कैन इंक्रीज, अगर आप स्किन के टेम्परेचर को बढ़ा पाते हैं और उसमें एडिशनल प्रेशर दे पाते हैं, अभी तो फोर्स ऑफ एटमॉस्फेरिक प्रेशर का फोर्स है आपके ऊपर, तब इन एडिशन टू दैट देयर इज अ फोर्स ऑफ वाटर ऑल्सो। जब ये दोनों फोर्स ऐड हो जाते हैं विद द टेम्परेचर ऑफ 40 डिग्री, योर स्किन बिकम द थर्ड किडनी, आपका स्किन तीसरा किडनी बन जाता है। यानी कि जो हम उम्मीद कर रहे थे कि हमारे किडनी काम करे, अनफॉर्चुनेटली इनके लिए काम नहीं कर रहा है, लेकिन अब उनके पास एक और किडनी है जो यूज़ कर रहे हैं, और ऐसा रोज करना है जो कि घर पे ही वो कर सकते हैं। घर पे कैसे कर सकते हैं, यहाँ आता है अल्टीमेट जुगाड़, जो हमने नहीं किया। इन पेशेंट ने कुछ दिन हमारे हॉस्पिटल में रहे, लेकिन जब हमने सोचा ये धंधा बनने वाला है तो उन्होंने जुगाड़ कर लिया। जुगाड़ जो घर पे किया, वो जुगाड़ कैसा है, आई जस्ट शो यू दिस। ये उनका जुगाड़ है घर पे। 40 डिग्री टेम्परेचर में पानी है, और ये डब्बा, ये जुगाड़ आप देख रहे हैं, और एक जो उसको उनको हॉस्पिटल ले जाता था साथी उनका, उनको बिठा दिया कि गर्म पानी, ठंडा होने से पहले गर्म पानी डालना है। तो ये जो आप देख रहे हैं, ये कोई मॉडल नहीं है, ये रियल किडनी डिजीज पेशेंट हैं जो अदरवाइज ये रेफ्रिजरेटर का दरवाजा निकाल दिया, ये सेकेंड हैंड रेफ्रिजरेटर का दरवाजा निकाल दिया, एंड ये जुगाड़ है। एंड नाउ ही इज नो मोर अ डायलिसिस पेशेंट। ये एक दीवार लगा दिया इन्होंने अपने बाथरूम में, और गीजर तो पहले से ही था, एंड जब पानी ठंडा होने लगता था टैप दोबारा ऑन कर देता था। ये इंजीनियर साहब है, इन्होंने पोर्टेबल, वी कॉल इट डाइट सिस्टम, ग्रेविटेशनल रेजिस्टेंस एंड डाइट सिस्टम, ये पोर्टेबल सिस्टम बना दिया कि कहीं भी जाओ ये कैरी करके भी जा सकते हैं, फोल्डेबल है। तो ये आप देख रहे हैं। तो ये जुगाड़ हमने नहीं किया, ये लोगों ने कर दिया, हमारे पेशेंट ने खुद ही कर दिया, कि कोई पैसा इज नॉट द बैरियर, बस प्रिंसिपल। इन्होंने टीवी भी लगा दिया घर पे, 2 घंटे के बैठना है तो चलो बाथरूम में टीवी भी लगा देते हैं। इनके घर के अंदर जगह नहीं थी इन पेशेंट के, तो ये अपने घर गए, घर के बाहर ही इन्होंने अपना जुगाड़ कर दिया, एक सीमेंटेड वो करके इन्होंने बाहर ही बना दी। ये जो सिंटेक्स का टैंक है उसको आधा काट दिया और उसमें बच्चे को बिठा दिया। तो ये है जुगाड़, एंड इट वर्क्स। कुछ लोगों ने Amazon से खरीद लिया, एंड जस्ट दे हैव टू इंश्योर दैट द वाटर लेवल शुड बी 40 डिग्री एंड द लेवल शुड बी नियर द नेक। बस इतना ही उनको करना है, जो कि वो सक्सेसफुली कर पा रहे हैं, अपने घर में कन्वीनियंटली कर पा रहे हैं, बिना कहीं गए। ना तो डायलिसिस की जरूरत है इनको, ना ही किसी और मॉनिटरिंग की जरूरत है। दीज आर द ट्रू पेशेंट जो आप देख रहे हैं। इन्होंने सिंटेक्स के टैंक में बीच में एक चेयर लगा दिया ताकि इनकी वाइफ के लिए इन्होंने बनाया, उनको बैठने में कोई दिक्कत ना हो। यू कैन सी ही इज एक्सप्लेनिंग इफ समबडी वुड लाइक टू मेक इट हाउ। इनके घर पे जगह नहीं थी तो बाहर इन्होंने गड्ढा खोदा और उसके ऊपर पॉलिथीन बिछा दिया और उसमें गर्म पानी डाल के, ये दीज आर द ट्रू पेशेंट। और इन्होंने ये भी सर्विस शुरू किया कि किसी को अगर ऐसा कुछ बनाना है तो 1500 रुपये में आपके घर पे आके बना के देके जाएंगे। दिस अनदर पेशेंट जिन्होंने पॉलिथीन लिया और इस तरह का जुगाड़ किया। और ये आप देख रहे हैं, ये अजमेर का बच्चा है, हफ्ते में 3 डायलिसिस होते थे लेकिन अब नहीं होते हैं। और ये है 40 डिग्री एंड अप टू द नेक। मतलब ये ना, अब ये एक्चुअली हाउ इट वर्क्स दैट इज वेरी सिंपल। आई जस्ट टेक 2 more minutes. It is called hot water immersion, the first one जो आपने देखा। Second is head down tilt, यानी कि पैर ऊपर से नीचे आप देख रहे हैं about 10 degrees में, that is 1 feet ऊंचे में। This one has to do for about 2 hours plus the DIP diet. DIP diet I popularized about 10 years back. आप में से कितने लोगों को पता है DIP diet है? कुछ लोगों को, या there are several hands. तो ये वाला आप गूगल कर सकते हैं, मैं आई विल नॉट टेक टाइम टू एक्सप्लेन दिस। और ये तीनों जब करते हैं, what I call as gravitational resistance and diet system, your kidney starts रिवर्सिंग, आपका किडनी ठीक होने लगता है इन रियलिटी। तो अब जब लोग घर पे जुगाड़ कर ही रहे थे तो हमने घर पे जुगाड़ करते रहे, इसीलिए एक मॉनिटरिंग सिस्टम बना दिया और ये ग्रैड ऐप बना दिया। एक पेशेंट का ऐप है जो घर पे अपने डाउनलोड करते हैं और एक एक्सपर्ट ऐप है जो हमारे डॉक्टर्स लोग डाउनलोड करते हैं। तो जब वो घर पे वो कर रहे हैं तो उनको घर पे ही मॉनिटर करने के लिए हमने टेक्नोलॉजी को यूज़ किया, ताकि वो घर पे, ये दिस अवेलेबल इन गूगल स्टोर पे मिल जाएगा, फ्री में डाउनलोड है ये हमारे पेशेंट को हम देते हैं, फिर वो उनको एक्सपर्ट भी असाइन करते हैं। और अल्टीमेटली जो हमारे जो हॉस्पिटल्स हैं, हमारे जो हॉस्पिटल्स हैं 20, तो उसमें जुगाड़ की वजह से अब वो हॉस्पिटल में ज़्यादा यूटिलिटी रही नहीं, तो 20 हॉस्पिटल हमारे फाउंडर भी यहीं पे बैठे हैं। वी टू आर द पार्टनर। आचार्य जी ज़रा एक बार हाथ रेस कर दीजिए, राइट। और आज से पहले आप सबने कभी भी नहीं सुना होगा कि क्रॉनिक किडनी डिजीज पेशेंट का रिवर्सल होता हो पूरी दुनिया में। लेकिन आज मैं आपको बता दूं कि हमारे जो पेशेंट हैं, हमारे पेशेंट्स जो हमारे पास आते हैं, 75% ऑफ देम, दोज हु फॉलो अस स्ट्रिक्टली, 75% ऑफ देम दे कुड कंप्लीटली रिवर्स किडनी डिजीज। और बस एक आखिरी 2 मिनट मैं लूँगा, ये हमारे हॉस्पिटल्स हैं अलग अलग जगह पे, और जिनको डिटेल में जानना है सो दे कैन, जालंधर में है दयानंद आयुर्वेदिक कॉलेज, द ओल्डेस्ट कॉलेज ऑफ इंडिया आयुर्वेदिक कॉलेज, और एक श्रीधर यूनिवर्सिटी, दोनों ने ऑब्जर्वेशन स्टडी किया कि क्या ऐसे वाकई में होता है, एंड उस स्टडी की ये रिपोर्ट मेरे पास है। और मैं इस समय को लूँगा और हमारे जो मेरे कॉलेज के जो डायरेक्टर हैं उनको अपने हाथ से सर ये देना चाहूँगा। आई विल कम डाउन टू यू सर। सो विद दैट आई कंक्लूड। थैंक यू।
Thank you so much for this thought-provoking talk, Dr. Biswa Swarup Roy Chaudhary. Now I would like to request Dr. Varun Dutt, Head of ICMA Center, to felicitate Dr. Biswarup Roy Chaudhary with the memento. Thank you so much, Dr. Biswarup. Thank you so much, Dr. Varun. So it is with great pleasure and honor that we are going to welcome our chief guest, Honorable Governor of Himachal Pradesh, Shri Shiv Pratap Shukla, who will be joining us any minute now. So it is our great pleasure and honor to welcome our esteemed chief guest, Shri Shiv Pratap Shukla, Honorable Governor of Himachal Pradesh. Please welcome him with a huge round of applause. I would request Professor Lakshmidhar Behra, Director of IIT Mandi, to welcome and honor our chief guest. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Director Sir, for this warm welcome. We would like to take this opportunity to proceed for signing of MOUs between IIT Mandi, IIT Jammu and PEC in the presence of Honorable Governor of Himachal Pradesh. So I would request Director Sir Lakshmidhar Behra to sign MOU with Director of IIT Jammu, Professor Manoj Kaur, in the presence of Honorable Governor. Now I would request Director Sir of IIT Mandi, Professor Lakshmidhar Behra, to sign MOU with the Director Sir of Punjab Engineering College, Chandigarh, Professor Baldev Setia, in the presence of Honorable Governor. Thank you so much, sir. I would like to thank Professor Lakshmidhar Behra, Professor Baldev Setia, and Professor Manoj Gaur for signing the MOUs. We are delighted to welcome our honored and esteemed guest of today, Honorable Governor Sir of Himachal Pradesh, Shri Shiv Pratap Shukla, who has a vast experience of social service and public administration at the highest level. He was elected as the member of Legislative Assembly for 4 consecutive times in 1989, 1991, 1993 and 1996. Honorable Governor Sir has served as the Cabinet Minister for Jails in 1996 till 1998 and the Minister for Rural Development in the year 1998 to 2002 in UP government. Honorable Governor Sir has also served as the Minister of State for Finance in Government of India. Let's warmly welcome our Honorable Governor Sir for his kind words of address.
विधायक वहाँ का क्या विधायक उधर में ठीक है।
नमस्कार। मैं आज आभारी हूँ यहाँ के डायरेक्टर का, जिन्होंने मुझे यह अवसर दिया कि आप सभी लोगों से कुछ रूबरू हो रहा हूँ। S20 के अध्यक्ष और पूर्व DSC सचिव प्रोफेसर आशुतोष शर्मा जी, डॉक्टर जिमी मैगजिलिगिन सेंटर के संस्थापक निदेशक पद्मश्री डॉक्टर जनक पाल्टा जी, भारतीय प्रौद्योगिकी संस्थान मंडी के निदेशक प्रोफेसर लक्ष्मीधर बेहरा जी, IIT जम्मू के निदेशक प्रोफेसर मनोज गौड़ जी, पंजाब इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज के निदेशक प्रोफेसर बलदेव सेठिया जी, शिक्षा मंत्रालय के उन्नत भारत अभियान के राष्ट्रीय समन्वयक प्रोफेसर वीरेंद्र विजय जी, इस क्षेत्र के माननीय विधायक श्री पूर्णचंद जी, टेक्नोलॉजी डेवलपमेंट बोर्ड की सदस्य डॉक्टर वेनिशा जी, आयुष मंत्रालय के विशेषज्ञ पैनल के सदस्य डॉक्टर विश्वरूप चौधरी जी, उपस्थित सभी गणमान्य व्यक्ति, मीडिया से जुड़े हुए मित्रों, IIT परिवार के सदस्यगण, देश भर से आए प्रतिभागी तथा IIT मंडी के सभी सम्मानित छात्रगण, मैं सम्मानित आज इस नाते कह रहा हूं कि IIT मंडी से निकलने के बाद आप जो भी रिसर्च करोगे वह देश को सम्मान देगा। स्वाभाविक रूप से मैं आज ही से आपको सम्मानित करने की बात कर रहा हूं। मित्रों, आज भारतीय प्रौद्योगिकी संस्थान मंडी में G20 S20 कार्यक्रम के लिए टेक्नोलॉजी फॉर सोसाइटी इस विषय पर आप सभी प्रबुद्धजनों के बीच आकर के हार्दिक प्रसन्नता हो रही है। मुझे खुशी है कि आईआईटी मंडी के निदेशक और संकाय सदस्य यहाँ समाज के प्रतिदायित्वों के लिए उत्साह और इच्छा से परिपूर्ण हैं, जिसको अभी विभिन्न डिमॉन्स्ट्रेशन में मैं देख करके स्वयं आया हूँ। और वे अपने इनोवेशन और टेक्नोलॉजी का उपयोग करके समाज के अंधेरे को दूर करते हुए दीप जैसे यहाँ प्रज्वलित होती है, वैसे ही मुझे लगता है कि अपने इस सुविधा के द्वारा हिमाचल में भी एक दीप प्रज्वलित कर रहे हैं। आज हम यहाँ G20S20 कार्यक्रम में एकत्रित हुए हैं। भारत ने 1 दिसंबर 2022 को G20 की अध्यक्षता संभाली है, जिसमें इस सम्मान के साथ भारत कश्मीर से लेकर के तिरुवनंतपुरम और उदयपुर से लेकर गुवाहाटी तक अलग अलग बैठकों और विचारों के आदान प्रदान, पॉलिसी डेवलपमेंट के साथ G20 की अध्यक्षता का जश्न मना रहा है। वर्तमान में भारत वास्तविक शब्दों में पूरे विश्व में 5वीं अर्थव्यवस्था के रूप में, जीडीपी के रूप में खड़ा है। इसलिए भारत की G20 की अध्यक्षता कई कारणों से अत्यंत महत्वपूर्ण हो जाती है। G20 की अध्यक्षता अंतर्राष्ट्रीय राजनीति में विशेष रूप से बहुपक्षीय प्लेटफॉर्म पर शक्ति और प्रभाव हासिल करने और विस्तार करने के लिए एक मौलिक साधन के रूप में अत्यंत महत्वपूर्ण है। साल भर चलने वाली अपनी G20 की अध्यक्षता के माध्यम से भारत के पास वैश्विक एजेंडा स्थापित करने, नीतियां व्यक्त करने, समावेशी आर्थिक विकास, सामाजिक राजनीति और सुरक्षा से जुड़े हुए महत्वपूर्ण मुद्दों पर आम सहमति बनाने का महत्वपूर्ण अवसर है। भारत अपनी G20 अध्यक्षता के दौरान 21वीं सदी की चुनौतियों के लिए समायोजित बहुपक्षीयता को प्राथमिकता देकर के वैश्विक राजनीति में अपनी महिमा और प्रभाव बढ़ा सकता है। आज बढ़ते वैश्विक अनिश्चितता के दौर में भारत ने G20 की अध्यक्षता संभाली है। दुनिया कई चुनौतियों का सामना कर रही है, जिसमें कोविड-19 के बाद आर्थिक सुधार, जलवायु परिवर्तन, खाद्य और ऊर्जा सुरक्षा संकट, आपूर्ति श्रृंखला के विक्षेद और संघीय संघों के साथ मुकाबला करना शामिल है। अंतर्राष्ट्रीय समुदाय की अपेक्षा है कि भारत इन मुद्दों का समाधान करने और वैश्विक साझा मूल्यों को साकार करने वाले भविष्य की योजना निर्माण करने में अपनी एक महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका निभाए। मैं ये कह सकता हूं कि आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने G20 मंत्र को वन अर्थ, वन फैमिली और वन फ्यूचर कह करके वसुधैव कुटुंबकम, जो हमारी थीम रही है, भारत की थीम रही है, जिसके आधार पर ही भारत विश्व गुरु माना गया, का एक आदर्श उदाहरण पेश किया है। साथ ही हमारी परंपरा, विरासत, संस्कृति, सौंदर्य, आभा और मेहमानबाजी की झलक दिखाने के लिए G20 से जुड़े कार्यक्रम देश के कोने कोने में आयोजित किए जा रहे हैं। ध्यान देने की बात है कि प्रधानमंत्री जी ने शिखर सम्मेलन को केवल एक राजनयिक बैठक तक सीमित नहीं रखा। भारतीय जनमानस इसे एक नई जिम्मेदारी और दुनिया में भरोसे के तौर पर देखता है। आज दुनिया में भारत को जानने और समझने की अभूतपूर्व जिज्ञासा है। आज दुनिया भारत को एक नई उम्मीद के रूप में देख रही है। हमारी वर्तमान सफलताओं का आकलन भी इससे किया जा रहा है और भविष्य के संदर्भ में अभूतपूर्व आशाएं व्यक्त की जा रही हैं। इस तरह के वातावरण में नागरिकों की जिम्मेदारी है कि वे इन उम्मीदों से परे जाएं और दुनिया को भारत की क्षमताओं, दर्शन शास्त्र, सामाजिक और बौद्धिक शक्ति से परिचित कराएं। हमें सभी को एकजुट करना होगा और उन्हें दुनिया के प्रति उनके जिम्मेदारी के लिए ऊर्जावान करना होगा। आप सभी देखेंगे कि G20 के लोगो में स्थित कमल का फूल भारत की प्राचीन विरासत, आस्था और विचार का प्रतीक है। अद्वैत के दर्शन का तत्व सभी प्राणियों की एकता पर बल देता है और यही दर्शन आज के विवादों के समाधान का माध्यम भी बनेगा। युद्ध से मुक्ति के लिए बुद्ध का संदेश, हिंसा से सामरिक मुकाबले में महात्मा गांधी के समाधान, G20 के माध्यम से भारत उन्हें नई ऊंचाइयों को दे रहा है। मैंने 18 फरवरी 2023 को हिमाचल प्रदेश के राज्यपाल का पदभार ग्रहण किया है। तब से मुझे यहाँ के स्थानीय लोगों से बातचीत करने, उनकी समस्याएं सुनने का मौका मिला है। जैसा कि हम जानते हैं कि हिमाचल प्रदेश एक पहाड़ी राज्य है जिसकी अधिकांश आबादी लगभग 90% ग्रामीण इलाकों में रहती है। चूंकि यह संस्थान भी ग्रामीण परिवेश में है, अभी जब मैं नॉर्थ और साउथ कैंपस के बीच की बातों को देख रहा था तो डायरेक्टर महोदय से मेरी वार्ता भी गाड़ी में हो रही थी, तो मैंने जाना कि 500 एकड़ में फैला हुआ आईटी सिर्फ 200 एकड़ का उपयोग कर पा रहा है। शेष उन्होंने दिखाया, वो अपनी ऊंचाइयों को दिखाया है जिसका जमीन से तो मतलब हो सकता है लेकिन कार्य से मतलब अभी नहीं है। पहाड़ है। इसलिए समाज के प्रौद्योगिकी का विकास हिमाचल प्रदेश से शुरू होकर के दुनिया की ओर बढ़ना हमारी सच्ची दृष्टि होनी चाहिए। मैं विशेष रूप से संस्थान के संकाय सदस्यों और छात्रों द्वारा समाज के लिए टेक्नोलॉजी के विकास के लिए उत्कृष्ट कार्यों से प्रभावित हुआ हूँ। थोड़ा सा देखा लेकिन सचमुच प्रभावित हुआ। संस्था द्वारा विकसित तकनीकों से न केवल यहाँ के स्थानीय समाज को लाभ होगा बल्कि भारत और दुनिया में तकनीकी समाधानों का प्रसार भी होगा। मुझे यह जान करके खुशी हुई कि IIT मंडी ग्रामीण पहाड़ी परिवेश के लिए रोपवे विकसित करने का काम कर रहा है, जो राज्य में दुर्गमता की समस्या को हल करेगा। इसके अलावा यह संस्थान भूस्खलन, हिमस्खलन की भविष्यवाणी करने वाली प्रौद्योगिकी के विकास पर भी काम कर रहा है, जो हमारी सड़कों को सुरक्षित बनाने के लिए महत्वपूर्ण होगा, जिसका डिमॉन्स्ट्रेशन बहुत थोड़ा सा ही सही लेकिन मैंने देखा है। मुझे यह जानकर खुशी हुई कि यहाँ के शोधकर्ता कुशल तरीके से खाना पकाने के स्टोव बनाने का भी काम कर रहे हैं, जो हिमाचल प्रदेश की दुर्गमता की समस्याओं को हल करने में अनुकरणीय होगा। साथ ही उद्योग के लिए ऊर्जा के रूप में चीड़ की सूखी पत्तियों के जैव ईंधन विकसित करने भी मदद मिलेगी। इसके अलावा अन्य जैव ईंधन और हरित ईंधन को विकसित करने का काम प्रमुखता से आगे बढ़ाने लायक है। मुझे इन क्षेत्रों में संस्थान की प्रगति को देख करके अत्यंत प्रसन्नता हुई। सुलभ एवं सस्ती स्वास्थ्य सेवा भले ही अन्य क्षेत्र है, लेकिन यहाँ भी IIT मंडी वर्तमान में काम कर रहा है। हम सभी ने देखा है कि कैसे भारत में कोविड-19 महामारी द्वारा आई चुनौतियों को पार पाया था। मुझे देखकर खुशी हुई कि संस्थान के शोधकर्ता कम लागत वाले वेंटिलेटर, नवजात ICU कम लागत वाले पॉइंट ऑफ केयर डिवाइस, ऑक्सीजन कंसंट्रेटर विकसित करने का काम कर रहे हैं और स्वास्थ्य सेवा क्षेत्र में रोबोटिक और एआई भी लागू कर रहे हैं, जिससे ग्रामीण इलाकों में स्वास्थ्य संकट के समाधान के साथ साथ शहरी व्यवस्था में स्वास्थ्य देखभाल की लागत को भी कम लागत में किया जा सकता है। साथियों, हिमाचल प्रदेश कुछ राज्यों से आने वाले अप्रवासी श्रमिकों के लिए एक लोकप्रिय गंतव्य है और हमें उनकी ज़रूरतों को भी ध्यान में रखना चाहिए। आईआईटी मंडी पेड़ों का इस्तेमाल कर उसके लिए वाटर फिल्टर विकसित करने का काम कर रहा है, जो सस्ते, प्रभावी और टिकाऊ हैं। मैं प्रभावित हूँ कि कैसे यहाँ के शोधकर्ता इस तरह का समाधान पेश करने के लिए प्रकृति से भी सीख रहे हैं। यहाँ के शोधकर्ता द्वारा किए गए अन्य शोध क्षेत्रों जैसे कि नियंत्रित जलवायु, कृषि, अवशिष्ट जल प्रबंधन प्रणाली, वन अर्थव्यवस्था के लिए मॉडल विकसित करना, स्मार्ट शहर और पर्यटन, प्रदूषण कम करना जैसे हालातों को विकसित किया है। सड़कों पर मवेशियों की समस्या को हल करने के लिए निदेशक के नेतृत्व में संस्थान ने जो विजन रखा है वह भी सराहनीय है। डेयरी उत्पादों के साथ साथ बायोगैस, गोबर, लौह, उर्वरक जैसे उत्पादों का उत्पादन करके आर्थिक रूप से टिकाऊ मॉडल का विकास प्रकृति के सह अस्तित्व के लिए एक रोल मॉडल स्थापित करेगा। हिमाचल सरकार और भारत सरकार दोनों भी पशुपालन को अधिक लाभदायक बनाने की योजना बना रहे हैं, जिससे किसानों की आय में वृद्धि हो। मैं चाहता हूं कि आईआईटी मंडी देश के अन्य शिक्षण संस्थानों के साथ इस लक्ष्य को हासिल करने में भूमिका निभाए। हालांकि आईआईटी मंडी के शोधकर्ताओं द्वारा शुरू किया गया प्रोजेक्ट चुनौतियों, प्रशंसा और सराहना के लायक है, लेकिन मैं चाहूँगा कि कुछ और स्थानीय समस्याओं के समाधान में भी यह संस्थान सहयोग करे, जिनमें जंगल की आग एक सबसे बड़ी चिंता है। जो चाहे हिमाचल हो, चाहे उत्तराखंड हो, और अब तो विदेशों में भी पूरे जंगल जलते चले जा रहे हैं। इनमें जिस प्रकार यह संस्थान को काम करना है वह निश्चित रूप से समाज भी चाहेगा, सरकार भी चाहेगी कि यह उसमें अपना अग्रणी भूमिका निभाए। हर साल हिमाचल के कई लोग घरेलू और जंगल में अपना जीवन दे देते हैं, पशु चले जाते हैं। तो अगर इस पर भी अच्छा काम हो तो निश्चित रूप से आईआईटी मंडी को सर्वाधिक श्रेय इससे मिल सकता है। दूसरे, जैसे हिमाचल को सेव की प्राकृतिक खेती और सेव की खेती के रूप में भी जाना जाता है। यहाँ की अर्थव्यवस्था भी उससे जुड़ी हुई है। खराब मौसम के कारण, कभी दुर्गम परिवहन के कारण, कभी अर्थव्यवस्था का बड़ा हिस्सा उसमें खो जाता है। अगर इसमें भी हम कोई ऐसा शोध, क्योंकि आईआईटी केवल इंजीनियरिंग का क्षेत्र नहीं रह गया है। अभी कई डिमॉन्स्ट्रेशन में देख करके आया हूँ, फिजिक्स से लेकर के बायोटेक्नोलॉजी और केमिस्ट्री सब में आईआईटी अपनी महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका निभा रहा है। इसी नाते आईआईटीएन होना यह बहुत बड़े गर्व की बात होती है। बीटेक एक अलग का विषय होता है, लेकिन आईआईटीएन जब कोई कहता है तो उसके प्रति स्वाभाविक रूप से लोगों का भाव बदल जाता है। और आईआईटी मंडी निश्चित रूप से इस क्षेत्र में काम करे। उभरते उद्यमियों को उभारने के साथ अभी स्थानीय लोगों को अपने कौशल में उद्यमिता अपनाने के लिए प्रेरित करना, नव उद्यमी सहायता का प्रोत्साहन केंद्र स्थापित करने तथा पुराने केंद्रों को सुदृढ़ करने में यह भी आवश्यकता है जिसमें आईआईटी को अपना महत्वपूर्ण योगदान देना होगा, क्योंकि यह हमारे राज्य की अर्थव्यवस्था को पूरी तौर पर आगे बढ़ाएगी। सरकार को भी, मुझे लगता है कि मैं इस मंच से भी इस बात को कहना चाहता हूं कि हिमाचल प्रदेश की सरकार को भी आईआईटी के साथ एमओयू करना चाहिए, इसके विकास में उसको भी सहयोग करना चाहिए और इसके विकास के साथ साथ ही आईआईटी के टेक्नोलॉजी से हिमाचल प्रदेश का विकास करना चाहिए। मैं एक बार पुनः आयोजकों और आईटी मंडी की पूरी टीम को हिमाचल के सुरम्य पहाड़ियों में, यह सच भी है कि जब रोड से निकल कर के जाइए तो ऊपर के पहाड़ से डर भी लगता है, लेकिन इस तरफ आकर के इतनी सुंदर बनी हुई आईआईटी को देख करके मन को प्रसन्नता भी होती है, एक अजीब सा उत्साह होता है। इस नाते मैं बधाई देता हूं। मुझे विश्वास है कि समाज के लिए तकनीक और उसका काम नई ऊंचाइयों को हासिल करेगा। वैसे तो भारत अपने आप में एक बहुत बड़ी ऊंचाई तक पहुंच रहा है और भारत को सचमुच एक ऐसे देश के रूप में विश्व के लोग देख रहे हैं कि आने वाले समय में भारत में जो विश्व गुरु शब्द की कल्पना की गई थी, विश्व गुरु शब्द की कल्पना की गई थी, भारत से गए हुए नेता का कोई राष्ट्राध्यक्ष पैर छू करके प्रणाम करके विश्व गुरु मानता है और कोई अपने यहाँ जो कभी नहीं हुआ था वो अभी भारतवंशियों को अपने घरों में आमंत्रित कर करके बड़ी संख्या में जो है भारतवासियों को सम्मान देने का काम करता है। यह एक बहुत बड़ी प्रगति है। भारत आगे बढ़ रहा है, पांचवी अर्थव्यवस्था के रूप में निश्चित रूप से है। उसमें आप सभी लोगों का एक महत्वपूर्ण योगदान है। जो समाज के क्रीम हो, यह क्रीम समाज को और आगे बढ़ाने के लिए अपने रिसर्च के द्वारा, अपने टेक्नोलॉजी के द्वारा हिमाचल को भी बढ़ाए, भारत को भी बढ़ाए। इसी बात को, क्योंकि यह देवभूमि है, कहा जाता है हिमाचल के गांव-गांव से देवता चलते हैं और एक दूसरे से मिलते हैं। मैं उन देवताओं से भी प्रार्थना करूंगा कि इस आईआईटी मंडी को इतनी ऊर्जा दो कि वह पूरे हिमाचल को ऊर्जित करने का काम करे। इस संभावना को देखते हुए मैं अपनी बात को पूरी कर रहा हूं। जय हिंद, जय हिमाचल।
Thank you so much, Honorable Governor Sir, for your kind words. And now I would like to request Director Sir of IIT Mandi, Professor Lakshmidhar Behra, to honor and thank our chief guest, Honorable Governor Sir, for gracing this occasion with his kind presence and providing us with guidance for developing useful technologies for societal transformation.
Honorable Governor of Himachal Pradesh, श्री प्रताप शुक्ला जी, हम आज उत्सव मना रहे हैं आईआईटी मंडी में आपकी प्रेजेंस में। हमारी कैंपस में आपने आए, बहुत सारे लैब आपने विजिट किया, ड्रोन टेक्नोलॉजी लैब, ह्यूमन कंप्यूटर इंटरफेस आई हब, कैटलिस्ट, सेमीकंडक्टर फैब्रिकेशन लैब, एडवांस मटेरियल रिसर्च सेंटर। और मेरा यही आशा है कि आपके विजिट की वजह से हमारे इधर जितने सारे शोधकर्ता हैं, हमारी फैकल्टी मेंबर्स हैं, स्टूडेंट्स हैं, सभी के अंदर एक उमंग आया है, एक प्रेरणा आया है कि हम मिलकर हिमाचल प्रदेश की तरक्की के लिए काम करें और उसके साथ साथ देश की और विश्व की तरक्की के लिए भी काम करें। आप अपना बहुमूल्य समय से पूरे एक दिन हमारे लिए रखें, ये हमारे लिए बहुत बड़ा गौरव की बात है। और मैं आपको ये भरोसा देना चाहता हूँ कि आईआईटी मंडी में जो रेसिडेंट्स इधर हैं, हम हर समय प्रयास करेंगे कि हम देश को कुछ दें। हमारी ये प्रयास रहेगा कि नेशन फर्स्ट, हाउ कैन वी ऑलवेज मेक आवर कंट्री among the best in terms of science and technology. जैसे मैं आपको बताया था, ये जो G20 S20 कार्यक्रम हो रहा है, इसमें जो थीम हमने सिलेक्ट किया है, थीम इस तरह सिलेक्ट किया है ताकि आईआईटी मंडी देश की तरक्की में एक बड़ा भागीदारी बन सके। ये टेक्नोलॉजी फॉर डिफेंस हो, टेक्नोलॉजी फॉर सोसाइटी इन द सेल्फ डेवलपमेंट सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट मोड हो, या रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी, होलिस्टिक हेल्थ, स्किल इंडिया, ये सब देश के लिए चाहिए। हम देश की नौजवान को कैसे हम स्किल्ड बना सकें, उनको अच्छे कॉम्पिटेंट बना सकें, इसकी प्रयास हम हर समय करते रहेंगे। आईआईटी एज सच इज as a premier institute, and we are very privileged to have the best facilities here, and hence I thank you. मैं हृदय से आभार प्रकट करता हूँ कि आप हमारे साथ इधर आएँ और समय बिताएं, और आशा करता हूँ कि आप अगले बार जब आएंगे हम और कुछ आपको नया दिखाएंगे कि हम तरक्की की रास्ता में अग्रसर हैं। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Thank you so much, sir. Honorable Governor, sir, has expressed desire to interact with all the esteemed speakers. I request Dr. Binisha, Professor Biswaroop, Mr. Sukhpreet Singh to join Honorable Governor, sir, on stage for greetings and good photograph. I request everyone to stand up for the national anthem. I request everyone to be seated.
ये डॉक्टर विनीशा हैं, टेक्नोलॉजी डेवलपमेंट कोर्स है।
I request everyone to please be seated.
I request the audience, please do not leave the auditorium right now because we have a few more interesting talks. And I request you all to please be seated.
We are thankful to the Honorable Governor, sir, and our esteemed guest. Next, we welcome to the stage our esteemed guest, Professor Baldev Sethia, Director, Punjab Engineering College. Professor Sethia was awarded PhD by the Indian Institute of Technology, Kanpur in 1998. He holds his Bachelor in Civil Engineering and Masters in Water Resource Engineering, both from Regional Engineering College, Kurukshetra, now National Institute of Technology, Kurukshetra. Professor Sethia has served at various leadership positions, including the Director at the All India Council for Technical Education, New Delhi, the Principal of Maharishi Markandeshwar Engineering College, Maulana Dean of the Student and Head of the Civil Engineering Department. Professor Baldev Sethia has published more than 170 research papers in international and Indian journals and conferences, including 4 patents protected under intellectual property rights. Let's warmly welcome Professor Baldev Sethia on this stage.
PPT, I'm opening PPT. This one, corner में.
Honorable Professor Ashutosh Sharma ji, former Secretary DST Government of India, Padma Shri Dr. Janak Palta McGilligan, Professor Manoj Gaur, distinguished guests, speakers, esteemed members of the faculty, dear students, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I'm extremely delighted and honored to be associated with this one-day conclave on G20, S20, being hosted here at IIT Mandi. Well, first and foremost, I thank the organizers, IIT Mandi, for having given me this opportunity. In fact, pick an opportunity to be present here. Let me share with you that we are present in a large number, a team of strong 10 faculty members from Punjab Engineering College who are attending it. Well, amongst various kinds of happiness, or very delightful moments that one gets, one of them has been here. Well, we all know that we take pride, we feel very happy when our near and dear ones, they accomplish big feats. And today in the previous session, prior to the session by the Honorable Governor, we had a presentation by one of the alumni of PEC, Dr. Biswaroop Roy Chaudhary. And I'm extremely happy with that kind of feat that he has attained. Well, I come from an institute which is more than 100 years old. And when I was signing this MOU, I really felt that this has been a perfect combination of an institute which is in fact very old with an institute which is very young. In terms of achievements, I know IIT Mandi is the kind of brand that it has, the kind of input that it gets, the kind of degree programs that it offers, which are highly sought after. Yes, it's a perfect combination to join hands with, and I'm very happy with that. Well, since morning, we've been hearing about the addresses and presentations on technology for society. In fact, when I took up this topic, I was a little perplexed because this topic has been very wide, horizontally as well as vertically. And that's the best part of it. And that was the reason why we got an opportunity to listen to the best of the speakers. Was it Professor Ashutosh Sharma with his background with the government at the helm of affairs of DST, whether it was Professor Manoj Gaur, and of course the very dedicated life story of Padma Shri Dr. Janak Paltaji. Well, I must thank them for their very elucidating talks. In my brief presentation, I would not be hitting upon those aspects which have been touched earlier, but broadly, I would be touching upon the role of technical institutions in this technology for society. In fact, I was thinking over it as to what kind of direction should I take in my brief address. Should it be the technology and the techniques for the society that we are developing, that we have developed over the years to make our lives comfortable? Or should we be pointing on those where we should be putting our research focus on? Or should it be the role of the technological societies, the technical institutes? Well, here I'd like to take you back to the Second World War, where we know that finally the war ended when America dropped an atom bomb on Japan. Well, we know the gentleman, not so much of a gentleman, the scientist who created the atom bomb, J. Robert Oppenheimer. Well, if you read his life history or his career history, we find that when he was doing his MSc Physics, he completed his course of physics of 2 years in a short span of a few months. And his teacher had stated that here is a boy who will either shake physics or this world. but we know that he shook both physics as well as the world. And that gentleman, let me share with you, was nominated for the Nobel Prize 4 times, and all the 4 times his nomination was dropped because his invention, however big it was not for the society. It was for destruction. That was the time when we talked of IQ. IQ at its best, Robert Oppenheimer. But then now is the time when we need to talk about EQ. Whatever technological advancements we make, that should not only be making our lives comfortable, they should never be destructive as well. They have to be aligned with the sustainable development. I read society, or I put synonym with society as the sustainable development. So that should be our target. Whatever we are teaching our students, yes, knowledge, fair enough. Skill, we have started laying a lot of stress on it. After we have come up with the programs of the Government of India, Skill India, Atmanirbhar, but then now is the time when institutes like IITs, NITs, and the like, they have to be leading the world, leading the nation at least, by the third aspect, that's the attitude. Our technological advancements, they have to be aligned with the society. They have to be aligned with the sustainable development. Whenever somebody uses the word Mother Earth, I'm always tempted to tell them, why don't we call it Daughter Earth? So that we really realize that we have to leave our planet, our Earth, better than how we had got it. So though I had made my presentation slightly on a different note, but having heard all these presentations since morning and having been impressed genuinely by all the presentations, one more thought-provoking than the other, I would like to go to the macro level of our technological advancements. I will not be going into what technology or techniques we should be developing so that our lives become comfortable. We know it. Just look at one small aspect that all of you must have faced at some time or the other. Very small example if I give you of booking an LPG cylinder. You had to stand in a queue, waste a lot of time. And then we had this interactive voice recording, voice messages, and you were able to do it. Still, a person like my mom, she would not be able to do it because there is a lot of technology involved which she cannot handle. And now our lives have become simpler in that particular simple aspect. You just give a missed call, and in a matter of seconds you get a message that your LPG cylinder has been booked. Technology in that front, in the automobile front, software, IT, IoT, data sciences handling, in artificial intelligence, we have done fairly well, and we are doing bullishly well in some areas. But the areas that I am expecting, that I am going to present before you, are those areas where in totality we have to look at the earth as our home. And that's what our G20 theme also says. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, one earth, one family. Well, this is about my institute. It's more than 100 years old today. Today, it's almost 102 years. Started in Mughalpura in Lahore. So that's the kind of heritage that this institute inherits. It has gone through various phases. In the year 1947, since it was in Pakistan, Lahore, in 1947, we temporarily shifted to University of Roorkee, which is now IIT Roorkee. For 6.5 years, or close to 7 years, we were at IIT Roorkee. And then when Chandigarh was established in the year 1953, we shifted to our present campus. And ever since these last 70 years, we have been on that campus. It's a beautiful campus. Those of you who have visited Chandigarh and Peck would be able to appreciate it better. Well, in the 100th year, we were fortunate to have the visit of the then Honorable President of India, Shri Ramnath Kovind ji. who started our centenary year-long celebrations, some glimpses of that. And the closing of the centenary year celebrations was also done by the present Honorable President of India, Shrimati Draupadi Murmu ji. I believe this must have been one of those very few fortunate institutions which was blessed with the visits of 2 presidents of India in a single year, in the centenary year. And we take pride in that. Well, these are some of the programs. I would like to skip these things. And yes, during the last 100 years, these have been our illustrious alumni, including Professor Satish Dhawan, the first ISRO chairman, Dr. Kalpana Chawla, the first Indian-American astronaut, and of course including various faceted personalities like Shri Jaspal Bhatti, the cine star and the comedian. And we also take pride in mentioning that PEC was the first institute which gave 17 aeronautical engineers, first 17 aeronautical engineers to the Indian Air Force. This was in the year 1963. The founder director of IIT Delhi, he hailed from PEC, and the institute has been mentor to many institutes, including the 2 IITs of the region, NITs of the region, NIT Kurukshetra and NIT Jalandhar. Now presently we have a few programs. These are of course, these are the certain programs. But here also again, talking about the diversity that we have still stuck to the basic branches of engineering. The basic branches includes our aerospace engineering, civil engineering, and also we have been keeping abreast with the latest that is happening in the world today, that is computer science and engineering with specializations in data sciences, artificial intelligence, and programs like B-Design, etc. Now coming to where I would like to lay stress on, these are some of the key areas where our departments have been working. Needless to say that being 100-year-old, we have our own accomplishments, achievements, and at the same time, heritage and certain other issues. But our research has been fairly well. And in all departments, in fact, the state-of-the-art research is in progress. These are some of the traditional branches that we have. That is, we are also keeping up with metallurgy, we are also keeping up with civil engineering, but at the same time, as I said, we have branches which are the latest in the country today. In sciences, again, we have been doing very well. Now, this is something where I wanted to come to because of honoring the paucity of time. Talking about technology and talking about society and talking about sustainable development, we all agree that our future needs are going to be our impeccable health, green energy, pollution-free environment, clean potable water, and of course strong computing tools. It doesn't sync with what has been mentioned here, but nevertheless, combining it with this, we need strong computing tools. And in totality or in macro level, I say let us link it all to the 5 elements of which everything is comprised of. The Akash, Vayu, Agni, Prithvi, and Apa, Jal. So long as there is a balance in all these 5 elements, something that we have been taught to respect as the Panch Tattva, the Panch Bhut. We know that places of worship, temples have been consecrated in the honor of these 5 elements. But today we know that because of various reasons, because of the exploitation or over-exploitation, these have been harmed. And our objective through technology is to redress this damage. That is what is my appeal, that our research areas, be it through the IoT, be it through AI, but this has to be the main focus. When we talk about Jal, we know it is scarce, it is polluted, quality as well as quantity. I can talk for hours on this aspect of water and its pollution. But then that's an area where we need to address. We had a very elucidating talk by one of the speakers on waste management. Yes, that's a part of it. When you talk of the earth, so much of waste is being generated. So that's where our technology has to be targeting it. We talk of energy. Why don't we make use of the energy that exists naturally, rather than going in for energy which is in terms of thermal and nuclear, which in the long run we know is going to cause a lot of damage and harm. But hydro, the place and the region where we are sitting today, we know that there's a lot of potential and scope for hydro energy in this region. And that's fairly harmless. So that's, in a nutshell, what I stress upon, that we have to be targeting the 5 elements and everything is going to be redressed. The role of technology through technical institutions, if I go slightly deeper into it, from the macro level to slightly down, the sustainable development civil society, pollution challenges in urban areas, even a place like Chandigarh, which claims itself with the nomenclature as City Beautiful, we know what all is happening on the periphery of that. There's a lot of, we are struggling with the solid waste management problem. We are struggling with the waste management in general, the wet waste, and there is no solution. People have been fighting pitch battles on this. So those areas, they need to be addressed. And then electrical mobility challenges, eco-friendly power generation. The thermal power stations, they have done so much harm to us. We don't know what to do with the fly ash and the ash that is being generated from the thermal power stations. There is an indication that I must wind up. And then, of course, something that's been largely talked of, cyber security and societal data analytics, and that's the way forward. Just the last one, if I look at the problems and then look at the picture that India is presenting, green is indicative of something good or something satisfactory, and orange and red and dark brown is indicative of something that's not good. So that's where we have to target. Our technological institutions, our technology, it has to be targeting whatever is happening in the middle, in the central India. So well, with that, thank you all. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Professor Baldev Sethia. Now, I would like to request Professor Rajendra Ray to felicitate Professor Baldev Sethia with a memento for delivering a very insightful and enlightening talk. Now, I would request Dr. Atul Dhar, the coordinator of the Conclave and chairperson of the School of Mechanicals and Materials Engineering. That's it. Sorry, there is a change in the program.
Next, we welcome to the stage our esteemed guest, Mr. Sukhpreet Singh, CEO, Tensum Center of Excellence. Sukhpreet Singh, CEO, Tensum Center of Excellence, is a COE expert, MSME, and a startup evangelist, industry support cognizant, and a mentor enabler for advanced skills and solution through Center of Excellence to support Industry 4.0 and digital transformation objectives. Mr. Singh has a technical professional experience of more than 21 years in managing businesses, project operation, and administration before joining the Tensum COE. Mr. Singh has also been working for the solution to the state engineering, and automotive industries, and doing projects for DRDO, successfully delivering multiple solutions on design, development, industrial automation, industrial robotics, reverse engineering, and prototyping along with his team. Let's welcome Mr. Sukhpreet Singh on his stage for his talk.
Very good afternoon to all of you. I'll try to make it very quick. The responsibility which has come to me is to talk about product development methodology. What methodology we follow for the next gen product development. So I'll touch base upon what is more important according to us. I come from a background where we are managing a mandate of supporting industry. So we liaison a lot with industry to understand what they presently need and what exactly is future technology which is much in demand. So yes, everyone talked about it. Sustainability is going to be at the core. Sustainability is going to be at the heart of everything when we are talking about Industry 5.0. So anything which we create or we develop or we innovate, it has to be sustainable in the model. It should be a sustainable manufacturing. It should be a sustainable product. It should be benefiting the society. Let us look at how the transformation is happening. So we have earlier 4.0. Before that there was 3.0 and now there is 5.0. And the difference of time, if you look at between 2.0 to 3.0, there is a gap of about 100 plus years. And then you have a transformation which is more than 50 years. And now the technology is changing in less than 10 years. So this is a very short gap in which everything is getting transformed. And what are going to be enablers? Let us look at that. We are talking about 5.0, at which sustainability is the core. Then you have human centricity. That means people are going to dominate. Technology will be around people. And then there is a resilience. But then who are the enablers? The enablers are primarily from 4.0. So you have enablers like additive manufacturing, artificial intelligence, integration system, big data. So all these technologies put together when we are working, they will support 5.0. So your entire product development which has to happen, it should be around these technologies. Now if you have only 10 years or less than 10 years, in which the technology is transforming, that means you have very limited time to update yourself. The traditional process of product development, it takes 7 steps for us. We have an idea. Someone will think that, oh, this is a good idea. Then we'll do some research. We'll make a plan. We'll do the prototyping. Then we do some crowdfunding like seed funding. And then we do design and production, and then we do the distribution strategy. This is the traditional idea of doing a product development. But going ahead, let's have a look at the future. The technologies which are there in discussion, what is the future available for us? We will have more connected products. Products which are communicating with each other. My mobile is talking to you. My fridge is talking to the TV. This is how the IoT works. You have more connected products. I was talking to a startup who is coming up with clinic everywhere. That means you will have clinic in malls. By using virtual reality, they'll be trying to have IoT and virtual reality in a small clinic where a small attendant can help you with the immediate first aid. So you will have doctors connected to you wherever you are, whether you are in mall, you are in cinema, or you are anywhere. So you'll have connected products, and you will have autonomous products. Products that work on their own. We have a car vehicle which is recently launched in Bangalore, which is autonomous. They are going to go on their own. We have AMRs, autonomous mobile robots. We have drones. So we have autonomous products. This is the transformation of technology which is happening. Then we have hybrid products. It is just not going to be a product which is just using one type of source of energy and taking it further. You will have products which will have electricity as a power source. It will also have biogas as a power source. You will have vehicles which will have flex fuel as a power source. It will also have electricity as a power source. So you will have hybrid products. And this is going to be very, very popular in future. And then you will have alternate energy products. You are just not going to use electricity for everything. You are just not going to use gasoline for everything. You will just not use LPG for everything. You will have alternate energy product. So all these products which are going to come in market, you understand how much complexity it is involved, how much you have to learn about product development, how much you have to do for making one product. So your methodology cannot be traditional. It has to be 5.0. You have to adopt a methodology where you can have a quick learning of technology. You can transform your idea into a product by using certain tools which are advanced tool and immediately bring it to market, because maybe next 6.0 can be 5 years away. So you should not be lost. Realizing rapid technology adoption as a necessity to deliver a product. You should have rapid prototyping. If today I am creating a product, immediately I can print it. In my center, I have a metal printer where if you bring me a product, I can print stainless steel. I can print copper. I can print tool steel. Rapid prototyping. Immediately I'll give you a product. If you are coming into aerospace, you are coming into defense, I'll give you immediate prototypes. Simulation. You need not to have iterations on physical product. You can have it in the system. That's the technology which is available. AI models. You make machine learn what it has to do. It will do. I have made a product which is working on machine vision, and now we have added an AI model to it. So now quality will happen once the machine is learning. So you will have AI models. And then you will have digital twins. Your existing factories manufacturing will have a similar twin in your lab. And you can optimize your factory by using that. We do that. We have received requirements from OEMs to do that. So there is a rapid technology adoption which you have to do. For this, you must need advanced tools. Now NPD, which we call as new product development, what according to me would be the right methodology? We must co-design and co-create. I cannot be expert in everything. I may be a good designer, a good modeler, but I may not be knowing simulation. I may not be knowing the industrial IoT. So I can have someone who can work with me. That is how you will speed up. Then iterative prototyping using advanced tools like simulation tools. This is going to be, see, we are in such an interesting era where already some of the states are trying to include this curriculum at the 9th, 10th level. Adding advanced tool in the 9th, 10th level. So the students who are coming out of learning these tools, they'll be more advanced. They'll be more competitive. Scalability and sustainability. This is again going to be game changer. You need to look at a product which is scalable. I cannot have a product which is just implemented in 1, 2, or 3 locations. I need to have a product which has a global market. And sustainable, it should stay. Then community empowerment, capacity building, monitoring and evaluation. These are the key areas which can be included in your product development methodology if you are looking for ideation to product development. How do Tansam role, how is the Tansam role as an enabler? Tansam is a Section 8 company, a government company which is 100% subsidiary of Tamil Nadu Industrial Corporation. So we have this inclination to support industry as well as to enable academia. And how we work, we have 7 different centers within us. It's a 15,000 square feet area where we do innovative manufacturing, we do smart factory automation, we do research on augmented and virtual reality, we do product lifecycle management, we do asset management, and we do product innovation and predictive analytics. So we do all this. And this is a company which was started in 6 to 8 months back. When we started with 7 people, in 6 months we have about 70 people working with us. And we have a requirement of 150 more people. So this is a government company which is going at a fast track mode. We enable labs. We set up spokes. I am setting up spokes in different industry clusters across Tamil Nadu. We are also doing integration of skill programs within the academic curriculums. We are also doing COE operations. We are also into product design and development. We give research and development also as a part of our mandate. So I have been writing proposals to DST. I have been writing proposals to DBT, what all we can do in terms of research and development, in drone, in terms of agribusiness, how we can bring up more products, and to defense as well, as per their requirement. So what we offer do offer some of these So this is a list which is not limited. I have about 42 solutions which we offer. We offer all these solutions to industry. As per their requirement, we take it and we do it. So we have 3D scanner, we have printer, we have simulation softwares, we have CAD design softwares, we have wire harnessing. If you want to come and set up an industry, I can set up the industry in the lab for you. That is the capability of TANSEM. And how are we empowering the society? We are giving them digital skills. In last 6 months, we have integrated curriculum. Academic curriculum is integrated with a credit-based curriculum, which is industry-ready curriculum on advanced tools. And we have done it for Anna University in Tamil Nadu. And we have implemented that curriculum, 3 curriculums we have implemented in last 6 months. And this is benefited to 16,000 plus students, where our people have visited those labs, visited those colleges and given the trainings to them and also given them the hands-on. And also we have enabled 600 faculties by making them learn all these advanced tools. So this is another part of enablement which we are doing. Some of the prototypes which I bring to you, my team has built it, a small AMR, a autonomous mobile robot which can carry a payload of 150 kg. You can leave this robot in the industry, and like I visited a fastener manufacturing industry, they have small loads, like they make screws and all. So they don't have payload capacity more than 150 kg. You set the coordinates, it will do the job. And it will also identify wherever there is a human intervention, it will change the route and reach the destination, and you can manage it from your tab. So this is the technology which my people have built up in last 2 months. Then we have something built up for OEMs on AR. How AR is applied, like one of the speakers were touching this area. You know, augmented reality. You can have smart glass and you need not to know the machine. Someone remotely will help you understand the machine.
Easy,
So this
fast,
is an
and
application
secure
which we have built.
augmented reality-powered visual assistance to identify and solve problems.
So person from
anywhere
glass
in the
is
world.
guided. Where is the spanner? And they will be getting a messages, and through
Remote
headphones they'll be getting
assistance
what
through
all you are.
augmented
And the person
reality is the
sitting
future
remotely will be
choice for
doing it.
visual and
When I was
remote
attending a
guidance of
workshop
mental
which was with Korean industries, so we were
Using
already
remote
seeing some
assistance,
use cases
we
where
can
they have
simplify
implemented this technology
troubleshooting and
across
improve
their
productivity
manufacturing
by showing the
system.
problem
People will
instead of
understand
just telling
machine
about
remotely.
it. Receive
Even if you are
real-time
buying a
service
fridge and
and
you
support
don't know,
from your remote
maybe you can
expert.
have a smart glass and a complex fridge.
Technician
You
can see
initial level
what
of
the user
troubleshoot
can
you can
see
do by
and
just wearing a
annotate
glass.
with
And
3D
glass is
markers
getting
that
cheaper day by
stick
day.
to real
This
world
AR
objects.
glasses are
The
now
technician
getting cheaper
can
day by
share
day.
his knowledge
Tomorrow
by
you can
creating
expect you
video
can get a glass
tutorials
for
and
10,000 or
sending
maybe
it
less
to
than
the
that,
user.
like a smart watch. So this is another technology which is popularizing, and I see that there's a lot of thrust, like saving heritage and all. We are working on a project where we are saving the heritage by creating a virtual environment around it. Like your heritage sites are there, you can create a VR. People can enter the studio and understand what exactly that place was, what exactly that do, and how were the people were working there. Like if you have been to South, there are many heritage sites like Mahabalipuram and other places, which you can give an immersive experience by using the technology. So all this we are trying to do as end-to-end solution, and going ahead, TANSEM is going to scale it up and trying to benefit all parts of the country. This is what we are trying to do from our side. Thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sukhpreet Singh, for an interesting talk. Now, I would request Professor Venkat Krishnan to honor Mr. Sukhpreet Singh with a memento. Thank you so much. Now, moving forward, let's welcome our next guest, Professor Virendra Kumar Vijay, National Coordinator, Unnat Bharat Abhiyan Program of Ministry of Education, Government of India. Professor Vijay is actively engaged in cutting-edge research in rural energy technologies, for developing rural communities and has made a great contribution to the academia, industry, and society through research and education. He is working for a sustainable energy supply from locally available resources in the villages. Professor Vijay's work on biogas technology, particularly biogas upgradation, is well recognized at global level. He is also the national coordinator of two major national programs of the Government of India, the Bharat Abhiyan, that aims to utilize the knowledge institutions of the country to help villages in their development, and the scientific utilization through research augmentation. He is also Indian coordinator of Sustainable Energy and Environment Forum, working in Asia with headquarters in Japan, and General Secretary of Biogas Forum India. Professor Vijay has received Prakriti Bharati National Award in 2005 for science and technology applications for developing biogas enrichment and bottling technology for rural sector, and many more. He also headed CRDT IIT Delhi from July 2015 to September 2019. Let's welcome Professor Virendra Kumar Vijay for his talk on Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, transforming higher educational student, faculty and villages for Atmanirbhar Bharat through societal interventions. This address will be presented in online mode.
Are you able to listen me?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. So I will share my presentation. Are you able to see?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So today is a very important day in our country in S20, G20 programs, and that is focusing on technology for society. So in today's program, our Honorable Governor was the chief guest, and my friend Professor Asutosh Sharma. Hello.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Professor Asutosh Sharma ji, S20 chair and former secretary DST. Professor Lakshmidhar Bharat, Director IIT Mandi. Professor Manoj Gaur, Director IIT Jammu. Didi Janak Palta ji, Dr. Bishop Swaroop Rai Chaudhary, Dr. Sukhpreet Singh, CEO, Tansim, Dr. Baldev Sethia ji, and all other distinguished visitors and people present in today's program, as well as all the students of IIT Mandi and schools of other students. So I would like to share the program of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, that how we are transforming higher education in villages for Atmanirbhar Bharat. And you might see in this presentation that how the technology is relevant for society, because from traditional times our country was not only for an entrepreneurship, agriculture and other activities. और आप देखिए कि साइंस वाज कनेक्टेड टू द सोसाइटी, और हम जन विज्ञान की बात करते थे, लोक विज्ञान की बात करते थे, और दैट्स व्हाई वी वर द गुरु ऑफ द वर्ल्ड, और इसलिए हम विश्व गुरु कहलाते थे. until up to 17th century our share in the global economy was more than 1/3. Only after the incoming of all the Europeans, Portuguese or Britishers or Francis and others, we slowly lost our traditional wisdom and understanding and our technologies. And today we are at the present stage where our share in our economy is nearly 61%. So during 2014, we invited all the technology developers, technology users, all the scientists from CSIR, IITs, DRDOs, ISROs, and all the users like Sarpanch, Pradhan, and NGOs. and said together that how technology can reach out to villages and how our villages empowered for the all the aspects which are there to make them helpline. और गांधी जी ने जो बात की थी कि जब हमारा देश जब आजाद हो रहा था कि हमारा देश कैसे ग्राम स्वराज के माध्यम से आगे बढ़े और पूरी दुनिया को एक नई रास्ता दिखा पाए ताकि उसमें कम से कम जो है पॉल्यूशन क्रिएट हो, जो भी इंडस्ट्रियल प्रोडक्शन हो, द प्रोडक्शन शुड बी प्रोडक्शन बाय मासेस नॉट मास प्रोडक्शन, ताकि गरीब और गरीब नहीं बने, अमीर और अमीर नहीं हो। उस फिलोसॉफी को हमने दूर कर दिया और प्रेजेंटली व्हाट वी आर सेइंग दैट industrial production, the mass production is taking place and that is impacting our environment, making more and more pollution, and that's why climate change is taking place. That's why we wanted that how we can sustain in the long future. और जो G20 की प्रेसिडेंसी हमको मिली है उसमें the logo is, theme is one earth, one family and one future. कि हम वसुदेव कुटुंबकम के माध्यम से पूरी दुनिया कैसे पृथ्वी में जीने लायक रह पाए. And on that aspect, our vision is inspired by the transformational change in rural development processes by leveraging knowledge institutions to help build the architecture of an inclusive India with experiential learning in students and teachers of higher education institutes. और हम उन्नत भारत अभियान जो G20 प्रोग्राम है उसमें सिविल सोसाइटी 20 में हम लोग पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे हैं एंड दैट इज पर्टिकुलरली फॉर लाइफस्टाइल फॉर एनवायरनमेंट, हाउ वी कैन make aware our students across the country, not only in India but all other countries also in G20, that environment friendliness, how we can make our lifestyle according to that. कि हमको खाना पीना आचार विहार एनवायरनमेंट के हिसाब से जो हमारा ट्रेडिशनल फिलोसॉफी था, कल्चर था, उसके हिसाब से हम कैसे आगे बढ़े कि सर्दी में क्या खाना चाहिए, गर्मी में क्या खाना चाहिए, बरसात में क्या खाना चाहिए, सुबह क्या खाना चाहिए, शाम को क्या खाना चाहिए. क्योंकि आजकल जो नई पीढ़ी है वो बिल्कुल पिज्जा बर्गर और जंक फूड पे आश्रित होती जा रही है. So that's why the Unnat Bharat Abhiyan is reorienting our academic curricula and research programs in alignment with the needs of the society and how our educational institutes can make interventions utilizing the traditional wisdom as well as the new wisdom in various developmental aspects in our villages. And our approach is participatory approach. We don't say that when our students and faculty members are going to villages, we do not say that we are the learned people and whatever we are saying you have to accept. We are interacting with the people and say that whatever we know, we should also learn from your traditional wisdom, your understanding of the resources, and then we can come out with the appropriate solutions of our problems. So this is an interaction and cross-learning of our students and teachers with village communities, society. So we started in 2014 from IIT Delhi, and today I am happy to share with all of you that we are having our Unnat Bharat Abhiyan Institute, Participating Institute, means colleges in nearly 700 districts, and we are working with nearly 18,000 villages. And we are having 45 regional coordinating institutes, at least one in every state, and bigger states we are having 2, 3, 4 regional coordinating institutes of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. And we are working with various ministries, and we have developed a very good network of nearly 3,500 colleges, and their students are learning a lot when they are going to villages and interacting with the society, participating in the Gram Sabhas. And therefore, we are transforming our higher education system for more growth, sustainable, accelerating sustainable growth in our villages. So, when our portal, any college in the country can become a member of, can join the Unnat Bharat Abhiyan program, they have to sign, they have to submit 3 things only: their willingness, their coordinator's name, and they have to adopt a 5 villages around them, and they have to inform the district administration or district collector that we are taking these 5 villages for Unnat Bharat Abhiyan program, and our students and faculty members will support in the development process. So then students are going to villages, they make a study of village, household survey, village survey, make a village development report or Gram Panchayat development report, identify their needs and try to find appropriate solutions. And technology development customization projects we are supporting through our Unnat Bharat Abhiyan program. And then we would try to implement the scientific solutions in all these villages. So Unnat Bharat Abhiyan resonates with the 2030 agenda of Atmanirbhar Bharat as well as Sustainable Development Goals. And our Prime Minister is saying that vocal for local. So unless our villages are becoming self-reliant, we cannot become a developed country in the near future. And that is a way how we can transform our villages for our economy, for development. And what he rightly mentioned is कि we can have Atma Gaon ki Sudha Shahar ki, that all the villages should have facilities what urban areas are having. So we are working with 5 thematic areas: sustainable agriculture system, water resource management, renewable energy systems, artisans. Basic communities include digital education, rural infrastructure, school education, and everything. And we have networked with our CSIR as well as Department of Science and Technology, Ministry of Jal Shakti, Ministry of Rural Development, Ministry of Panchayati Raj, and our network of more than 3,600 colleges and lakhs of students and teachers are supporting to empower our villages in a rightful manner, to make them holistic development of these villages. So CSIR, we have signed an MOU. They have set up a different unit in CSIR system. NISTAD is heading that, and over 40 CSIR technologies have been demonstrated. And now in pilot phase, large number of technology seekers across the states of this country are participating and adopting these technologies which CSIR has developed in last 80 years. And then we are fast tracking rural livelihood through the technology diffusion. So various CSIR lab communities are participating in training our entrepreneurs and villagers in taking good livelihood in their areas. As well as what we are doing is, we have also prepared a compendium of various technologies which are relevant to rural areas. So CSIR technologies for rural livelihood, and Honorable Minister of Science and Technology in January 14, 2022 launched this compendium of technologies, and the template was prepared by Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, and it is very useful for rural people that ये टेक्नोलॉजी कैसी है, क्या काम करती है, इसका कितनी कॉस्ट आती है, कौन इसको प्रोवाइड कर सकता है, कौन इसकी ट्रेनिंग दे सकता है. एंड उन्नत भारत अभियान एज वेल एज सीएसआर लेबोरेटरीज आर पार्टिसिपेटिंग इन फॉर रूरल लाइवलीहुड एरियाज. डीएसटी के साथ भी हमने नेक्टार जो है उनका नॉर्थ ईस्ट सेंटर फॉर टेक्नोलॉजी आउटरीच एंड रीच, we have signed an MOU, and particularly for Northeast development, many colleges are participating in it for boosting livelihood of people in the Northeast region. And this nectar is a part of DST. Professor Asutosh Sharma knows it very well that in last 3-4 years, Unnat Bharat Abhiyan and Nectar has worked together for many livelihood actions in Northeast region. And these are the some entrepreneurs which initiated their activities in Northeast region. Now, most important aspect of technology for service, we have launched a separate portal in Unnat Bharat Abhiyan to identify needs and problems of rural areas, which can be put across to all the educational institutes in the country, which are trying to make some projects or BTech project, MTech project, PhD project, or trying to find out the solutions of various problems. And that Tech for Seva portal are collecting all the need identification from across the country with our students. and faculty members. Those are working in say more than 18,000 villages in different agroclimatic zones. And what we see that within a few period of days and months, we will be able to identify various problems and try to find out their solutions. And Unnat Bharat Abhiyan is supporting that. So till now, due to Unnat Bharat Abhiyan efforts, UGC has started a 2 credit course called Community Engagement in Social Responsibility. A community engagement in fostering social responsibility, and UGC has identified 7 master training universities, which is training all the faculty members of all the universities and colleges in the country, in different regions of this country. And already one phase is over, in which hundreds of various faculty members have been trained to teach this particular course. And there is no textbook, but it is a students going to villages, understanding their problem, interacting with the people, learning the traditional wisdom and knowledge, and then finding out appropriate solutions. And due to our efforts, AICT has also started a 100 hours rural internship program. And many institutes designed credit-based courses for Unnat Bharat Abhiyan in their colleges and institutions. And these are a few success stories. And one is the carbon neutrality case of Palli Panchayat in Jammu Kashmir. Professor God is there. He has helped. IIT Jammu has helped to achieve this objective of Government of India. And due to that, now this is the first carbon neutral Gram Panchayat program which was launched by Ministry of Panchayat Raj Government of India. Pradhan Mantri went there and started this. And IIT Jammu, Dogra College Jammu and one polytechnic has helped to assess the whole village Palli's problem, identify their issues, prepare a command on it, make a study, and then came out with a program that in 5 years, next 10 years, next 15 years, next 20 years, what has to be done for livelihood, for reducing the emissions and make it a net carbon emission zero system in the village. And likewise, Ministry of Panchayat Raj has given many other colleges are participating to us in all the states. And these are the few clusters which IIT Delhi adopted and working in Haridwar district, Agra district and Gurgaon district. And particularly in Gendi Khata and Agra district, the income of these families due to efforts of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, our students, volunteers and staff have increased to 1.5 to 2 times in last 4-5 years. Likewise, in this Maharashtra, one college is Rajaram Bhau Institute of Technology Rajaram adopted 5 villages, and due to designing of their road network, drainage network, light network and mobile app, students have helped the villagers and their income has doubled in last 4-5 years. And district administration has awarded 5 lakh rupees to these students for making it successful, that due to their efforts, villagers came out from their poverty line in last 5 years. And this is a career point university Hamirpur, where many livelihood programs were organized by their Unnat Bharat Abhiyan coordinators, and livelihood generation program was launched, and now villagers are getting benefit of various activities, youth, women and all other people in Hamirpur. With the IIT Kanpur, likewise IIT Kharagpur, Gadganagar, Maharashtra, SNT interventions combining all themes of various aspects. In Punjab also, Indo-Global College of Management. So there are so many success stories across the country are available. Only few I am highlighting here. And in Tamil Nadu, in Kerala, in Andhra Pradesh, in other places, our students, our faculty members have launched various technical interventions, social interventions and management interventions for the betterment of our society in villages. So this is an example of Manipur, SRM Institute of Science Technology, Chennai, Karaikudi, and Christ University, Bangalore. So, lots of examples, success stories are there. And recently, President of India, राष्ट्रपति जी ने हमारी सक्सेस स्टोरीज बुकलेट को लॉन्च किया और सितंबर 2020 में. And the first copy was presented by Sri Dharmendra Pradhan ji to Honorable President in IIT Delhi. And the title of the booklet was Transforming Higher Education and Villages for Atmanirbhar Bharat. And we are striving to connect over 50,000 higher educational institutes with around 2.5 lakh gram panchayat by 2032. So in next say 7, 8, 10 years, all our villages will be connected to some higher educational institute for their development needs and finding out their solutions of various problems so that India can become the developed country. So what Prime Minister has conveyed as a message that the Amrit Kal of next 25 years is an opportunity to march ahead with a new resolve to realize the vision of a developed India in which education and rural development play key roles. So therefore, Unnat Bharat Abhiyan is fulfilling educational reforming as well as village reforming roles. And what Vivekanand ji has said, education isn't only collection of information but something more meaningful. So, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Professor Virendra Kumar Vijay, for the illuminating talk. I would now request Dr. Puran Singh, coordinator of this conclave and faculty in charge of IIT Mandi Catalyst Technology Business Incubator, to propose vote of thanks.
Although there are very few of us who are left here, I guess it's appropriate to bring the one-day conclave to a graceful closure. I would like to thank the director IIT Mandi for his unwavering support and for gracing this occasion, providing his guidance to organize this event. I extend deepest gratitude and sincere thanks to Shri Shiv Pratap Shukla, Honorable Governor of Himachal Pradesh, for gracing this occasion and addressing the gathering, and that was the time when the hall was full. I also extend my gratitude to Professor Ashutosh Sharma, the S20 chair and former DST secretary, for making it all the way to IIT Mandi campus and being here with us. In fact, he'll be here with us tomorrow as well. I would also like to express deepest appreciation for Padma Shri Dr. Janak Palta, who readily accepted our invite to come to IIT Mandi campus from Madhya Pradesh all the way. I'm grateful to Professor Manoj Gaur, Director IIT Jammu, for coming here. We look forward to new opportunities to be unlocked together with IIT Jammu after this MOU signing. I also extend gratitude to Dr. Binisha, Advisor, Science and Technology Cluster, Office of the Principal Scientific Advisor, Government of India, for being here and addressing the audience. My heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Bishwaroop Roy Chaudhary for being here. Sincere thanks to Professor Baldev Setia, Director PEC, for being here. And again, looking forward to collaborations between IIT Mandi and PEC going forward. I would like to thank Professor Virendra Kumar Vijay for enlightening us with details of the Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, and all of us were inspired to see how Prime Minister issued appreciation on the completion of 8 years of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. I extend my gratitude to Mr. Sukhpreet Singh for coming here and telling us about the initiatives that he's leading right now. I would like to finally extend my gratitude to all the speakers, all the audience, faculty members, organizing committee, students, volunteers, startups, one and all who have contributed to the students, especially who came from different parts of the state to come to this event and listen to all the discussions and deliberations. I thank everyone, if I'm forgetting anyone, the support staff for contributing to this success of this event. Thank you very much. Look forward to having such events again in future. Thank you.
A week-long G20 S20 meet